This is a short video on the topic of organizational stability. This is when the corporate strategy looks for stability in the organization as opposed to growth or as opposed to change. It's looking to stabilize the organization, to build up the organization at its current level, playing on its current strengths, its current core competencies, trying to develop a stable environment and a more secure environment for the business. So it's a short video looking at various topics of this ilk. It's a strategy where the organization maintains its current size and current level of business operations. So it's not looking for growth. It's trying to avoid decline, but it's not looking for growth. It's looking to stabilize what it's doing. It's trying to consolidate its processes, its work, consolidate its position in the market, and develop its quality and develop its reputation, but stabilized in the sense that it's not developing. It's not developing into new markets, or it's not trying to grow its position in the existing market. So when is stability an appropriate strategy? Well, the industry could be in a period of rapid upheaval with several key industry and external forces drastically changing, which makes the future highly uncertain. In situations where we've got very rapid technological change within the industry becomes very insecure. It's changing. The companies within the industry feel pressure because each one is looking at the technology and trying to decide whether to invest in it or not. They're looking at each other, they're looking at the market and possible returns and risks in the market. They may be looking at problems with globalization and competition from overseas. So there are many considerations to take into account, and when there have many factors of this nature impinging upon the business, sometimes businesses retrench. They settle in to themselves and to try to consolidate their position, to try to stabilize their position, try to make sure that they are able to continue in business. But they're not growing. They're trying to offer a good quality product. They're trying to increase their reputation in the market and be known in a wider circle within the market, but they're not actually growing the business. They are trying to avoid all of the upheaval that's going on in the economy, in their particular market, in their particular part of the market, and so on. They're trying to consolidate, trying to secure themselves. It could be that the whole industry is facing slow or even no growth. In situations where there may not be upheaval, but there may be just very slow growth in the economy. Perhaps consumer expenditure, disposable income has fallen, or the economy in total is in recession. It can be caused by various problems, but if the industry is facing a very small growth rate, or even no growth rate at all, it's just hanging on, then businesses don't want to invest because they're worried. Will the market pick up in the future? It's pointless in investing in machinery and in capital and in training programs if there's going to be no market in the future, or if the market's going to continue to grow at a very slow rate. So they will try to consolidate their position. They'll try to stabilize the business, adjust to the slow market economy, the slow changes in the market in general, and try to hang on, try to wait and see, stabilize, consolidate, wait and see to see what's going to happen. And if it picks up in the future, if the economy picks up, or if demand for this particular product picks up, then they could go back and look at different types of corporate strategy. But in this particular case, if it's very slow, they may wish to wait and see, try to secure the business in any way they can. In fact, many small business owners follow stability strategy indefinitely. Small business owners who maybe haven't got a lot of resources to invest anyway, or perhaps don't have the levels of expertise that larger businesses can command, they just want to make a particular product and continue making that product until the bitter end. They don't want to grow, they don't want to develop, they don't have the skills, perhaps the capability to do it. They've got good technical knowledge of how to make a product, but it doesn't make them into good business people. So they want to stabilize the business, they want to make the business secure, they've got some customers, they know who their suppliers are, and they know how to make the product, and that's really what they want. So they are in a position of almost indefinite stability, trying to continue under the existing conditions. When is stability an appropriate strategy? Well, organization may have just completed a frenzied period of growth and needs to have some downtime in order for its resources and capabilities to build up strength again. It's one view. Sometimes when companies go through rapid periods of development, of growth, of reorganization, retraining, retooling up, introducing new products, it's frenzied. In other words, it's a very active period, and a lot of pressure on the management and on the workers, a lot of stress. And when it's all done, they might want to just let the business roll on now for a while and don't engage in any new big activities. They want to recover. They want to recover from what just happened. It doesn't say they won't do it again. They will, but they just want to make sure this one's okay, consolidate it, make it stable, make it work, make sure everything's okay, watch it, monitor it, and let the business start to grow into the new position, the one they've just developed. But they don't sort of carry on major policies of change and radical alterations to the business and the product continuously. Usually the changes they make for quality purposes, let's say as part of TQM, of Total Quality Management, is to make changes to the product that are in line with customers' requirements or what the competitors are doing. And these changes might be small, but they may be continuous. So the product is constantly evolving. But having big radical changes is stressful, and it saps a lot of energy out of the business. So sometimes the need to have stability, just slow it down and recover. That may be an explanation. Sometimes large firms in large industries are at a mature stage of the industry life cycle. Sometimes products are running towards the end. These products they're in the decline stage. It may be a well-established product, but now customers are slowly drifting away from it and looking for new products. A popular car has been selling for some years, let's say, and customers are happy with the car, but eventually it'll be seen as somewhat old-fashioned and out of date, and new models will take over. So sometimes people enter into stability. They don't want to spend more on investment in a product which is in the decline stages of its life cycle. They want to consolidate. They want to continue to make it, continue to sell it. There's still a market for it, but they don't want to particularly invest a lot in it. It's at the end of its commercial life. They should be looking to develop replacements, innovate the product, and go for change. But that's a separate issue. For this particular product, they will just let it enter the mature stage and have stability in that particular line of production. So they will do essentially the same tasks, have the same routines today as they had yesterday or they'll have next week. They're just gradually letting it fade away. They're not killing it, they're just letting it, the market determine the quantity demanded. It's stability, they're just letting it run out. The implementation of stability strategy, well, Not expanding the organization's level of operation, well, that's clearly the implementation of stability strategy. It's not developing the organization's level of operation. It's not investing in growing the organization. It's keeping the organization at its existing size, looking at what it's doing, trying to improve the quality of what it's doing, trying to gain efficiencies in what it's doing, but it's not reinvesting. It's looking for stability. It's looking for some sort of permanence, some sort of constant presence and constant levels of production and constant routines, and it's looking for stability. So it's not expanding, it's not investing. It should be a short-term strategy, because in the long run, if the business continues to stabilize and stabilize, eventually other companies who will innovate the product and more appropriately meet the or more efficiently meet the requirements of customers, they will outcompete them and the company will be killed off. So it's a short-term strategy. This idea of stability is only short-term. It can only last for a while. The company must engage in innovation, product change, improving the quality, improving the training of the workforce. The overall thrust of industry is growth and development. It's not stagnation. Companies should not aim to stagnate. They should aim to develop and grow and mature and be successful, gain a good reputation in the market and innovate the product line, have new ideas, be dynamic, not to sit back and stabilize indefinitely. So stabilization is okay for a short period of time, but only a short period of time, after which it must start to grow again. Those are some ideas about organizational stability. It's a part of corporate strategy, and it's worth going across how organizational stability can come about and why people would want to follow that particular strategy. And that concludes this class. So thank you for watching.